guys, welcome to my first video. My name is Tyarra. I'm 21. I live in Northern California near the Bay Area. I'm 21 years old. This is just the intro before we get into the video. I just wanted to talk to you guys real quick, introduce myself, and I just wanted to preface and let you guys know like what to expect on this channel. So basically, this first video is going to be a Q&A. I'm going to let you guys get to know me. A lot of people on my Instagram are always wondering about my weight loss surgeries. And to be honest, when I had my procedure, there wasn't a lot of videos online. And even the other day, I went to type in weight loss Q&A video, and literally the videos that come up are old ass videos, or they're by doctors. And I just want to answer your guys' questions about what you would have if you've ever been struggling with your weight and it's something you considered or something you didn't even know about. I'm just here to educate you guys and let you know about my process and have you get to know me, and hopefully you enjoy. Bloopers. Okay, so I have the questions. I'm actually filming on my phone. You know, we not out here with bands to get cameras yet. So, you know, we're starting from the bottom, but it's okay. Everybody got to start from somewhere. So I have questions that my friends and other people send to me, and then I'm just going to be reading them off my sister's phone. And then we'll go ahead and answer them. We're going to start with basic questions, kind of just about me. And then I'll go ahead and basically save all the fitness questions and weight loss questions wrapped into one. Okay. So who's your role model? It's kind of hard. I don't know if well, actually I take that back. Rihanna's my role model. That's a boss ass bitch. I don't know if I could be cussing on my channel, but Rihanna, she's definitely a boss. She's an icon. She's a Pisces. My mom is also my role model. Any hardworking woman who's about her business and stays out of drama, that's my role model. From my other set of questions is, do you want kids, and if so, how many? So I'm the oldest of 3. I don't want kids anytime soon because if you're the oldest sibling, oldest sister, you know that you're basically the mom of the family. So don't want kids anytime soon, but if I were to ever have kids, I think it would be anywhere from 3 would be the maximum, but honestly 1 to 2. I'm really afraid of the idea of being pregnant. So what is your funniest drunk story? Okay, so I was kind of I was a good kid. I always had to help take care of my siblings. So I didn't start partying and doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff till I got into my adulthood. But one of my funniest stories is my best friend now, and at the time Daisy, invited me to this party, and that was the first time that I ever really got drunk. And my aunt had got me my own little cute personal bottle of Ciroc, so I didn't have to share anyone. So I basically just had that whole bottle. And then while I was there at the party, you know my friends had 4 Locos, and whatever was there, I was just drinking, and I was drunk. Literally my cousin had called us an Uber from the party back to her house in the same town. And I guess when the Uber came, I was so drunk that I was I'm not going, I'm staying here. And my friend literally had to drag me out of the party. I finally get back to my cousin's house, and when I tell you I was on one, I was just on one. At one point I went outside, and it was freaking late at night. my aunt had just gotten her first puppy at the time, and then the puppy had ran outside, and I was literally just playing in the grass with the puppy, and I was so drunk that she was kind of attacking me, and I was screaming, and I was oh my god, get her off me. And my cousin's neighbors from behind us were all they came outside and turned on the lights in the backyard. It was just a mess. And then I went inside, and okay, so they had a couch, and it was kind of broken already, but I don't know what possessed my drunk ass, but I decided to be hey Maya, watch this. And I went straight into the couch, and then you just heard the loudest crack, and that was something. Okay, next question. What do your tattoos mean, and would you get more? So I have 2 tattoos. They're both on my sides. If you want to see them, go check out my Instagram. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you guys back. Let's be friends. My Instagram is Tyarra.xo, so my YouTube channel, just with a period in between the XO. But my first tattoo is on my left side, and it says, faith is seeing light with your heart. It's a part of a larger quote, but the way I wanted to do it, it wouldn't have fit. But the whole quote is, faith is seeing light with your heart when all your eyes see is darkness. And that's just basically a reminder to me that, like, even when like everything around you seems so dark and out of order, like your heart and your soul and like that purity that you have within you, like it's gonna shine through and you're gonna be okay. My other tattoo, I have 3 butterflies on my side that I eventually want to continue up and down my back. So yes, I would get more tattoos, and I plan on getting more tattoos. The 3 butterflies, they kind of have a meaning / don't have a meaning. I just love butterflies. Even my mom has butterflies tattoos, but I kind of say that the butterflies represent my mom, my brother, and my sister. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I don't know. So I just turned 25, so 26. Honestly, I don't know where I see myself. Hopefully still here on YouTube. Hopefully I stay consistent with making videos, and like it ends up being something that I'm really passionate about. I always really wanted to start a YouTube channel ever since I was like in middle school, but I deal with anxiety, and with that, a lot of anxiety came from like outside pressures, such as like, you know, like people from my hometown, like what they would say about me. And I was never like the coolest girl, and I get anxious, and I'm an overthinker. So for the longest time, like I didn't want to do it because I was afraid what people would say. So in 5 years, I would hope that I continue to follow my dreams. Still going to music festivals for sure. I finally find my passion. Like I know like what makes me happy, but I've still yet to find like what I want to do in life career wise, but it's okay. We all move at our own pace. So I don't know, that one's to be continued. The next question is, what makes you you? I think what makes me me is I'm very unfiltered. I'm really shy at first when you get to know me, but then boom, crackhead energy. And once I'm like comfortable around you, like I'm literally just me. I'm funny, I'm down to earth, I can be the person. I'm a Pisces, so I'm very empathetic. I'm a listener, so like I'm always there to listen about other people's problem and give like my advice on things. And you know, I'm sensitive when I need to be, and I'm a real one when I need to be, aka all the time. But I'm just me. I'm funny, I'm carefree, and yeah. What kind of dog do you want? So my dream dog is French Bulldog. I literally wanted that dog since like I can remember. So I think that, I mean, I'm a dog lover, so all dogs are okay in my book, but Frenchies, like something about them are just so cute. The next question is, how are you so confident? So even before my weight loss, I don't know, I just always had this like feeling within that like, regardless of like, not that I didn't love myself when I was bigger, I always thought I was beautiful. I always was feeling myself, but I always just knew that like I wasn't in my final form. Not to say that I'm in my final form now, but like at this point in my life, like I definitely feel like the woman that like I've always dreamed and envisioned of being, like as I grew up, and you know, I'm not a teenager anymore. And I just realized that like, you know, I love me. I'm a bad B word, and you know, someone out there is gonna appreciate it, and if you're not, then that's not my problem. You just have to like keep living life and realize that no matter what you do, someone's always gonna have something to say about it. But for that one person, there may be like 3 people who either agree with you or feel the same way you feel. So do what you want to do, boo. Next question is, what is your favorite thing about you, and also your favorite feature? My favorite thing about me would probably be like my sense of humor. I know everyone thinks they're funny, but like I have funny ass siblings. My mom is funny, my cousins, my friends, everyone. Like it's just a good time. My favorite feature would, not to toot my own horn, but probably be my butt. Shout out the gym, shout out my mom, you know. What would you tell your younger self right now if you had the chance? I would tell my younger self that the hardships that you're going through right now, and the lack of friends that you may have right now, like it's all temporary. Like it really does get better once you're, I don't know, I feel like everyone says it, but like once you graduate high school, like life literally feels different. Like I literally can't even remember what I was going through in like high school at this point, but like definitely middle school. But I know I wasn't always the happiest, and I really was like, am I ever gonna have like a close group of friends? Am I ever gonna just be happy? And guess what? I'm happy now. Okay, this next question for all my astrology people is, what is your sun, moon, and rising sign? I'm recording on my phone right now, but if I remember, so my zodiac sign is a Pisces, definitely a Cancer moon, and I'm pretty sure my sun is also Pisces. So you guys go ahead and let me know your signs down below. To piggyback off this, someone else asked me what signs do I get along with the most. Personally, I really vibe with Virgos. Like, there's just something where like we balance each other out, and like they're so level-headed, and they're very empathetic too, like I am. Like, if you have a Virgo friend, like that's, if you ever need anything, any advice, or like literally anything, like that's the friend to run to. But I like let me phrase this. You know, everyone has their things about Geminis, but Geminis just follow me. My dad was a Gemini, my brother is a Gemini, I have Geminis in my family, and my best friend is a Gemini. And so I say I don't like them, but I always seem to attract them, and they're a good type of crazy. I'm a little crazy too. Okay, those are all the questions that I'm gonna ask pertaining to me and about me, and just letting you guys get a feel for my personality. But we're gonna go ahead and start to answer all the fitness questions now, and what worked for me and what I did, and then I'll answer the questions. And then if you guys ever have questions, feel free to DM me, leave comments in the YouTube section below. Personally, I don't know if anyone else relates, but I've never been one to really comment in the comment section. I don't know why, but it makes me so anxious. But I want to talk to you guys, I want to interact with you guys, and I just want to educate you guys. So if you have any questions ever regarding any of my weight loss stuff, feel free to go ahead and message me. But let's see, like basic Q&A. So at my highest weight, I believe I was about 265 pounds. Right now, I sit between 140 to 145. That's usually like my range, and I'm very happy with that number. So what I had done. So I'd always struggled with weight loss for a lot of my life. I'm sure we all have lots of fad diets. And honestly, the problem with them is just, I just always felt like I was starving myself. So for a while, I was doing something called MetaFast, and it worked, and I lost 20 pounds on my own. And then I had a little accident and I tore my ACL. So I was in a brace for 6 to 7 months, couldn't walk, and I basically just gained all the weight back. My mom, she works in human resources, and at the time, the company she was working for, she was redesigning their benefits plan, and she let me know that through our insurance, that underneath this new plan, that bariatric weight loss surgery was an option. So I had just turned 18, so you know, I was like, you know what, let me go in for the consultation, see what it's like, see what he has to even say, and because I'm so young, and we'll just go from there. So originally I had went in with the intentions of doing a procedure called lap band, and that's where they go ahead and put a silicone ring around your stomach to close it off to make it smaller. So that procedure was reversible, so it's something that you can take out over time, and it's an aid to help you lose weight. What I ended up doing, and which is what the doctor recommended to me, he let me know that Tyarra. He let me know that lap band is a procedure that he doesn't honestly feel comfortable performing anymore, and I'm not even sure if it's like regulated by the FDA anymore, but he let me know that I would be a good candidate for a gastric sleeve. So basically what gastric sleeve is as you gain weight, obviously we all know that like your stomach can stretch out. Your stomach is a pouch. So a lot of times when I would do these fad diets, I would be eating like the recommended amount of calories for me to lose weight, but I would just always feel like I was starving myself because I just have like such a big stomach because I was so big. So with the procedure, they go ahead and they go in through little like microscopic, laparoscopic, you know, procedure, and they go ahead and cut the stretched out portion of your stomach and staple it shut and basically give you a new stomach. If you look at pictures, like roughly, I would say like your stomach is like give or take after the surgery, like the size of a banana. And yeah, so like procedure wise, that's what I had. It's called gastric sleeve. A lot of people always, like when I say weight loss surgery, always like want to jump to the conclusion like, oh, she went and had lipo or she had plastic surgery. Like, no, honey, I wish. This was a process. If to answer one question right off the bat, if any of you are wondering how long it took me to lose like over 100 and whatever pounds, I would say close to 2 years. So I did not go get plastic surgery. I did not wake up with a Kardashian body. No, 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 honey. I had to do this on my own. So from there, I went and had my procedure in about September of 2018, I believe. And if you guys want like a more in-depth video about gastric sleeve and my experience, I'll be more than happy to make multiple videos, maybe going in depth, but I just want to kind of like cruise over the highlights. So within the first month of the surgery, you're on like, you go from liquids to slowly working your way up to solid food, so that way your body can adjust to its new stomach. And so within the first month, I lost about 40 pounds. And then from there on till I want to say about January going into 2019, I probably lost about, from September, anywhere from like 50 to 60 pounds. So this ties into one of the first questions that I said, that said, what inspired you to start on your fitness journey? So as corny as it sounds, I went to my first rave in January of 2019. And before anyone says anything, this was just how I felt. When I went to the rave, I saw so many pretty girls in these cute little outfits, and I was like, oh my God, I want to be able to wear stuff like that. And especially like after leaving the first rave, like I fell in love immediately. The people were so nice. Not once like did anyone ever shame me. Literally, like when I walked in, people were complimenting the outfit that I was wearing that night. Everyone, that's why I love the EDM community. Everyone's so nice and so like caring. If you know about Plur, then you know. So I never felt like once judged. But I had that, for the first time, I had like that motivation and that goal in my head that, okay, if I'm gonna keep going to these, like, you know what? I waited a good amount of time for my surgery, because with the procedure, you're only guaranteed to lose X amount of weight depending on your starting weight. I was at the point where if I was gonna start to see, wanting to see the results that I wanted to see, I was gonna have to put that work in. And that's kind of what started the fire for me. Within like the next like 4 months after that, from January, I had already made the decision to go to my very first music festival, and I wanted to look cute. So that's what first got me into the gym. And now I'm gonna go ahead and answer some of the other fitness questions. What are some things that you had to unlearn? So when it came to my procedure, things that I had to learn / unlearn is, what people don't realize is, yes, with the surgery, you are guaranteed to lose a certain amount of weight, but the rest is a lifestyle change. This is just giving you like that head start in the right direction. That's gonna bumps up your metabolism. You know, your portion control, it is restricted. So obviously that adds to the weight loss as well. But you have to learn that this is a lifestyle change. And I always would think that was so corny when people said that, but it really is. You just have to be dedicated to making the right choices. And in no way am I obviously like advocating that anyone runs out and goes and gets the procedure for themselves. But, you know, I know people struggle. I struggled the way I did. And if I would have had someone earlier on let me know that it was an option, then maybe I would have done it sooner. Who knows? And you know, just by letting you guys know, like I have people in my life personally who have had the same procedure I had because of me, and because I introduced them to the idea of it even existing, and they're so much happier too now. And you know what it comes down to is like, no number on the scale really matters. It's about being healthy, and you know, we only get one life and we want to live a nice, long, healthy life. So it's really up to us to make those steps. So, you know, I'm not perfect. I eat what I want a lot of the time, but I try and make health conscious decisions. You know, I used to literally like eat fast food every day, and that's just because, you know, my mom is a single mom and she's always working, and so it was whatever was fast and convenient. But as I got older, you know, I'm now in charge of what I put into my body. So, you know, it's just like health conscious decisions of choosing, do I really need this versus can I substitute it for something that's similar, that's maybe healthier, lower in calories? Or I don't ever deprive myself of anything, because I think that leads to, if anyone with body image issues or, you know, you know, anything like that. Like, you don't ever restrict yourself. Just always live, what's the word I'm looking for? Just be responsible and be mindful of what you're doing and what you're putting into your body. Okay. Some other questions I'm gonna go over. It was, what was the recovery process like? So the first month, personally for me, was a little rough because you're just super weak. Your body's not used to being able to run off of like such a low amount of calories, and especially between that transitional period of you not eating solid foods, like your body's just really weak. So for me personally, it was actually a little bit hard. I had originally told my current job that I was only gonna need like 2 weeks off of work, and you know, ultimately that ended up with me having to quit because they didn't want to give me more time off. But within that month, like, it was pretty rough. You know, I couldn't even, after a month, bend over and tie my own shoes because my decisions were sore. But once you get over like that first month, like, everything starts to become easier, like piece by piece, bit by bit. The main thing is obviously, you know, just getting to know your new stomach. So there's going to be days where you accidentally overeat and you're in so much discomfort. There's like a really weird rule with like, you're not supposed to drink 30 minutes before up to 30 minutes after. So it's a lot of tedious little things, but honestly, after like 3 months, you know, as time goes on, obviously too, but after like 3 to 6 months, you know, your stomach gets a little bit of leeway. It's not as fresh, and you know, you adjust. And so I would say the first month is a little rough, but with the long-term benefits and goals that come with it, it's obviously worth it, in my opinion. I'll answer some questions about fitness a little bit. A lot of people ask me how many times, and just as a little disclaimer, I just want to say it anyway, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a personal nutritionist, I'm not a personal trainer, I am not any doctor of any kind. These are just all my own thoughts and opinions and what have personally worked for me and my body. I would say obviously working out made the biggest difference in my body. People ask me, I was typically, when I first started working out, it would definitely be 5 days a week. Then I was only doing a lot of cardio. A lot of people ask me where to start in the gym. I read a quote online somewhere, but literally you have to do something for at least, don't quote me, but I believe it takes about 20 days to make something a habit in your life. So it was just literally, I would go to the gym 5 days out of the week, and at that point, all I would really do was like run on the treadmill for a little or walk on the Stairmaster, and like I would just go in the sauna, steam room, and leave. And that was just me like getting comfortable, adjusting to the gym, not feeling like, you know, out of place. So when I started off, I was doing about 5 days a week. Now 5 to 7 if I was really dedicated. You know, it's festival season coming up, trying to get it tight, looking right. But right now, obviously gyms are closed, but a normal week for me would probably consist of me going to the gym anywhere 3 to 5 times out of the week. Personally, I prefer a morning workout, you know, get those endorphins running. And if I don't do anything else for the day, I at least feel productive that I got my workout in, you know, who feel me? And obviously, as we go on, I'll probably get more into fitness and what exact workouts I did and worked for me. But I work out about 3 to 5 times a week. So that really made a difference for me. Oh, let's talk about requirements, just in case anybody is wondering. So my surgery was covered by my insurance. When I did meet with the doctor, he did let me know that for me it was a 6-month-long process through insurance to be approved. So basically, if you went through the 6 months and you got the doctor's approval, you had to see a nutritionist as well as a psychologist, either a therapist or a psychologist, go through some assessments. And basically, for me personally, depending on the person, they may ask you to lose weight, they may ask you to maintain weight, and in some cases you have to be a certain BMI. I'm not completely sure of the numbers, but basically you have to be deemed medically obese. So depending on how much you weigh, each doctor is gonna have their own, you know, wants for you. Personally, I just had to maintain my weight for the 6 months. So in that form, it was pretty easy for me. After the 6 months are done, it goes through insurance, and then they'll go ahead and let you know if it was covered or not. So that's one thing to know. And this obviously varies depending on your insurance, depending on the hospital that you go through, because I know just from my couple of friends that have had it that their processes of like for insurance have been a little bit different. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So we'll talk about like side effects. The one thing is, for me personally, is I get nauseous very easy a lot of the time now. Even if like something is too sweet, like I'll just get nauseous and I'll have to sit there for a while. If a smell is too strong, I'll get nauseous. If I overeat, I get nauseous. Thankfully, I don't ever really throw up, but I hate throwing up. So that's one thing. It stops secreting that hormone. So one thing, which is actually a big thing, is it takes a lot for you to get hungry, especially right after surgery. You'll feel this. This is literally the weirdest experience. As someone who has dealt with their weight loss, loved food, could eat for days, is just not feeling hungry, especially right after. But like, I wake up in the morning, and depending on the day, a lot of the time I could go until like 3 or 4 before my stomach and my body actually starts to tell me that I'm hungry. So it's really up to you to be on it. Make sure you're getting in your protein and all that types of stuff. And I guess a big thing is like, is the question that people are gonna ask is, will the weight loss last? So for a lot of people, it showed that people withstand they're up to, so it shows that, you know what, I think of it like this. I had the surgery at 18. I'm 21 now, and I may have not been the most confident in high school, but at least I'm going into my 20s, my adulthood, like healthy, happy, the best version of myself that I can be. And there's always room for improvement, but it honestly changed my life. If you ask anyone, if you ask my siblings, if you ask my family, my friends, I've always been funny. I've always been, you know, sweet and loving. But as I became healthier and like more confident and secure with myself, who I was on the inside really started to shine through. I didn't even realize how sometimes like I would come off a little bit pessimistic and, you know, mean. And it was just because I wasn't happy. And now I can genuinely say that I'm happy. So that was my video, guys. I'm sorry if it's a little rough and all over the place, but it is my first video, and you know what? It's something I've wanted to do for a really long time. So if you made it this way, all this way to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting me on this journey, and I want to encourage anyone who's ever like me, who is too scared to start a channel, to just start it, because you never know what can come from it. And when this is all over, we're gonna be back. We're gonna be better than ever. We're gonna be back. We're gonna be better than ever. We're gonna be on our health grind, positive vibes, positive affirmations. I'm trying to get into manifestation, and it's just gonna be good times. And I hope you guys are staying home, staying safe, and stay blessed. Bye, guys.